Welcome back to The Explainer. If you or your family are staring down a permanent change of station to Joint Base San Antonio in 2026, you are in exactly the right place. Today, let's explore the absolute most up-to-date real estate data, local neighborhood insights, and financial strategies to create one comprehensive roadmap for your move. We're going to discover exactly how to transform your 2026 JBSA Basic Allowance for Housing, your BAH, from a simple line item on a pay stub into massive home buying power. So here is our game plan for today. We'll start by demystifying those 2026 BAH rates, then figure out how to stack your VA and Texas benefits. Next, we'll take a localized tour with a Lackland Air Force Base guide and a Randolph Air Force Base guide, and finally, wrap things up by mastering the logistics of your PCS move.
Okay, let's dive right into it, because this is the absolute most pressing financial question on every relocating military family's mind right now. Can your 2026 BAH actually cover a mortgage? Well, in San Antonio, also known as Military City, USA, home prices actually run about 21% below the national average. So the short answer is absolutely yes. But to understand exactly how, we've got to look at the hard numbers.
Part 1. Demystifying 2026 BAH rates.
Looking at the numbers for the upcoming year, the Department of Defense actually adjusted the rates with a slight 2.9% drop across most pay grades. But hey, don't panic. If you're already receiving 2025 rates in San Antonio, you are safely grandfathered in under DoD rate protection. But for the new arrivals heading to JBSA in 2026, this is what you're working with. And keep in mind, all 4 JBSA installations, Lackland, Fort Sam Houston, Randolph, and Camp Bullis, fall under the exact same military housing area. These rates range from $1,359 a month for an E1 without dependents, steadily climbing all the way up to $2,475 a month for an 06 with dependents. Take an E5 with dependents, for example. You're looking at $1,869 a month. Now, just looking at those numbers in isolation, you might wonder how far that really goes. But there is a secret weapon to military housing allowances that literally changes the entire equation.
And that secret weapon is what lenders call the gross-up. Get this, because your BAH is non-taxable income, VA-approved lenders effectively bump it up by about 25% when calculating your debt-to-income ratio. This is a massive financial twist. It means your monthly allowance actually gives you significantly more mortgage leverage than that raw dollar amount suggests. You qualify for more house simply because the lender accounts for the fact that the government isn't taking a tax cut out of your housing allowance.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how that translates into real purchasing power in San Antonio's affordable market. Let's say you're an E5 or E6 with dependents, pulling in around $1,869 to $2,094 a month. With that gross up plugged into the math, your realistic target home purchase range jumps up to between $255,000 and $290,000. And at that price point, if it's structured correctly with current rates, your BAH essentially covers your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, the whole shebang, leaving your base pay completely untouched.
Moving on to Part 2, maximizing VA and Texas benefits. You know, the absolute biggest upfront financial barrier for most homebuyers in America is saving up for the down payment. But with a VA loan, $0 down. That's right, zero. You are not required to bring a 3 to 20% down payment to the closing table. This incredible benefit completely wipes out that upfront barrier, which allows you to keep your hard-earned cash for closing costs, moving expenses, or furnishing your new place.
And beyond just skipping the down payment, the contrast between VA and conventional lending is honestly stark. Conventional buyers usually get hit with private mortgage insurance, or PMI, which costs them hundreds of dollars every single month until they finally build up 20% equity. But with a VA loan, you pay zero PMI from day one. Plus, in the VA program, sellers and builders can actually pay all your normal closing costs, with literally no VA-imposed cap. So when you start stacking zero down, no PMI, and aggressive seller concessions, the thousands of dollars you save is just staggering.
Now, let's layer on the Texas advantage because this is a big deal. Texas offers property tax exemptions that are actually scaled to your VA disability rating. A rating between 10 and 29% gets you up to a $5,000 exemption on your home's assessed value. But if you are a 100% disabled veteran, you get a full homestead property tax exemption. To put that into perspective, on a median $305,000 San Antonio home, that full exemption saves you between $5,000 and $8,000 every single year. It is a total game changer for stretching your BAH dollar.
Part 3, the Lackland AFB Neighborhood Guide.
Now, what's really interesting here in the Southwest Corridor is that Alamo Ranch and Redbird Ranch absolutely jump out as the sweet spots for E5 to E7 families. The pros here are massive. These are beautiful, master-planned communities zoned for the highly rated Northside Independent School District, and they have an incredibly heavy military presence. Your neighbors will truly understand the PCS lifestyle. The main con? You are looking at a 15 to 25-minute commute to the base via Highway 151, and homes generally sit between $280,000 and the $500,000s.
But hey, if that commute or price point doesn't quite fit your vibe, consider Leon Valley. This established area offers maximum affordability, making it absolutely perfect for junior enlisted families who want to stretch every single dollar of their BAH. Homes here run between $220,000 and $340,000, and you are just a super quick 10 to 15-minute commute from the gates. The trade-offs, well, you're looking at older, slightly smaller homes, and there's limited walkability. But for maximizing your budget right in your base, it's a fantastic option.
And then we have Helotes. For senior NCOs and officers with a BAH over $2,000 a month, Helotes is basically the hidden gem of the area. It offers this gorgeous hill country scenery, much larger lots, and you still get that premium Northside ISD zoning. It has this wonderful small-town feel, yet you are still only 15 to 20 minutes from the Lackland gates. The only real con here is simply the higher price point, which ranges from $320,000 to over $500,000.
Part 4, the Randolph AFB Neighborhood Guide.
So if your orders have you heading out to the Northeast Corridor, the communities of Cibolo and Mesa Western are massive draws. The pros are undeniable. You get a super short 10 to 12-minute commute to Randolph, plus access to the A-rated SCUCISD school district, which is famous for its family-friendly environment. But in the spirit of radical transparency, we do have to talk about the cons. You will face a higher property tax rate out here, around 2.3 to 2.5%, along with standard growing pains like construction noise, limited walkability, and new build price tags that can easily stretch from $500,000 all the way up to $700,000.
It really all comes down to choosing the lifestyle that fits your family's rhythm. Let's compare Schertz to New Braunfels, for example. Schertz offers really practical, established convenience. It delivers great value, shorter commutes to the base, and awesome community access. On the flip side, New Braunfels is incredibly lifestyle-driven. It offers beautiful hill country scenery, direct river access, and a really fun, growing downtown scene. But, as you might guess, those lifestyle perks usually command much higher home prices and a significantly longer commute.
Finally, Part 5, Mastering Your PCS Move. Let's see how all this builds into an actual, actionable timeline. At 60 days out from your move, you need your VA pre-approval totally locked in with a military-specialized lender. By 45 days out, you're doing virtual tours and getting under contract. At 21 days out, your VA appraisal is complete. And at 0 days out, you are utilizing Texas remote online notarization to close. Now, a 60-day remote PCS timeline is definitely tight, but with the right team in your corner, it is entirely achievable.
In fact, did you know roughly 1/3 of military buyers making this move actually close on their homes before they ever even set foot in San Antonio? It's true. Just listen to this client testimonial talking about their agent, Christopher. Buying a home from overseas felt overwhelming. Christopher made the entire process feel effortless and completely seamless. Remote purchases are totally safe, completely standard procedure, and most importantly, they're designed around your military orders, not just some standard real estate calendar.
Which brings us to our final question for you. Are you ready to run your numbers and maximize your 2026 JBSA move? We've just seen how stacking a zero-down VA loan, the BAH gross up, and those awesome Texas tax benefits can unlock incredible homes in top-tier school districts right near Lackland and Randolph. So don't just accept your PCS orders. Strategically leverage them. Use this explainer as your blueprint, connect with a specialized VA team, and ask yourself, will this next PCS be just another exhausting move? Or could it be the start of your family's long-term real estate legacy?